Let's move on to 4:25 p.m. Eastern. Minnesota Vikings 5-5, 2-3 on the road, and San Francisco 49ers 5-5, 1-4 at home. We're at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. 62 Fahrenheit, mostly sunny, 6 miles per hour. This opened at -3 at -104 for the Niners. It's now -3, -116 at Pinnacle. 12-cent move towards them. This total opened up at 48, -113 to the over. It's still 48, but now -108 to the over. So a 5-cent move towards the under. These Niners, 2,849 tickets in. 47% of the tickets are on them, but just 39% of the cash. 64% of the tickets on the under and 87% of cash on the under. Vikings coming off a big 34-31 win at home over the Packers, the only team in the NFL this year to hold a lead of 7 or more points in every game. Wow. Kirk Cousins, 24-35, 341 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Justin Jefferson, 8 catches for 169 yards, 2 touchdowns. First player in the league this season to top 100 receiving yards in the first quarter. Adam Thielen, 8 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. Dalvin Cook, 22 carries for 86 yards and a touchdown. But they couldn't get enough pressure with 2 sacks and just 4 quarterback hits. They're a pretty healthy squad right now. I mean, we know that Daniil Hunter is on IR, and that's a big piece. And Michael Pierce, who would be right beside him, is also on IR. But they didn't really lose anybody last week. And all things considered, they're a pretty healthy squad. These Niners are rolling, coming in off an easy 30-10 win at Jacksonville on Sunday. San Francisco scored on its first 5 possessions. 33 of 37 plays were theirs. 14 first downs, more than Jacksonville had yards midway through the second. Jimmy G, 16-22, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Brandon Ayuk caught 7 passes for 85 yards and a touchdown. Deebo Samuel ran 8 times for 79 yards when we thought it was going to be Jeff Wilson. The Jaguars finished with 200 yards on 44 plays, 5th fewest in franchise history, 3 sacks and 6 quarterback hits for the Niners. And Devontae Harris left in the third quarter with a knee injury. This Niners squad has, of course, the 2 running backs, Elijah Mitchell and Jermichael Hasty, questionable, were inactive last week, and Maurice Hurst, same situation. But no new injuries after last week. It was a perfect road game, getting in and out without getting hurt. This is a wildly exciting game. Vikings-Niners. Babano, take it away.
Yeah, a little bit of a lean over the total here in this one. I mean, Minnesota, we've certainly seen them trend over the total a little bit in recent games. 3 of the last 5, 34-31 with Green Bay, 27-20 with the Chargers, 34-31 with Baltimore. They had a 34-28 game with Carolina. And don't look now, but that's 2 weeks in a row where the Niners offense has come to life. 31 points against a good Rams team. Not so good Jacksonville team, but still 30 points in that game. They've got some balance back in this offense as well. I'd like this offensive matchup here for the Niners more if they have obviously Elijah Mitchell available to them at the running back spot. Of course, he's questionable for this game, so we'll have to wait and see on that. You know, on the flip side, let's not forget the Niners defense for a very long stretch there. Late September to the end of October and early November was really struggling. Now they've played better the last couple of weeks, but they are still not a great team against the run. All right. And I keep going back to the fact that, guess what? If the Vikings offense can run the football, it makes Kirk Cousins a better quarterback, and it makes this offense work even better. And I think Dalvin Cook's going to be able to have success running the ball against the Niners. Let's not forget, Rams fell down big to the 49ers. They had to abandon running the football. Jacksonville last week fell down by a large margin to the 49ers. They had to abandon running the football in that game. If the Vikings are in this game and don't allow the 49ers to build up a margin here, and that allows them to keep running the football, I think they're going to be able to have success doing that. And it's going to open up everything for Kirk Cousins, to Justin Jefferson, to Adam Thielen, and to those receivers down the field with Dalvin Cook can run it. Let's not forget this Niners defense, overall this year, 4.5 yards per carry allowed, 115 rushing yards per game allowed. It's not been pretty for them at times being able to stop the run. That should help this Minnesota offense. But again, we've seen the Niners offense come to life. You're still talking about a Minnesota defense that we've seen them struggle throughout a large part of the year. So as far as the side goes, I certainly don't want to take Minnesota here. They're on the road, traveling to the West Coast off a big divisional home win against an arch rival. That's not a bet on spot to me for Minnesota in this game. But the offensive advantages are there for Minnesota. So because of that, that steers me away from the Niners, which was my initial side lean in this game. Niners -3 steers me away from that, steers me more toward the over. And I'm going to lock that in as an official play, over 48 in this one, 48.5. If I think there's still some 48s out there, I'm going to make that official, over 48, Vikings, 49ers.
Very interesting look. I'm in the line shop for you right now. God, I agree with Dennis Garcia that the Niners are bet on. Public's going to be all over Minnesota. We have the incredibly well put PSA announcement from Clint Started IR at MMA podcast. Weekly Vikings PSA. Why am I Vikings +3 here? The 49ers are getting healthy and that defense is real, but they haven't impressed this year. Vikings will be a public dog. Beware. Let's see if CMAC can find some clarity here. And also, should the Niners be sitting here as at 30-1 to win the conference and 60-1 to win the Super Bowl? C-Mac, take it away.
Yeah, this should be a good one. 49ers, though, always at home, laying a price like this. It's tough for me to take. I know they're healthy. I know they're hot. They're 1-4 the last 5, but I had it earlier in the year. I think they're 5-24, even the last few years when they were good, when they went to the Super Bowl. When they lay numbers at home, they can't cover them. You know, when they've been a dog, they've been extremely good. So that's tough for me. And Vikings have been in games all year. It's not that I love them either. I'm backing on the run of both these teams. I know the Niners haven't been good, but they are getting healthy, this defense, and I like it. So I'm going the opposite way from you, Babano. You're on the over. I'm taking the under, 48.5. I think this clock drains. I think it's a tight one. I think we stay under 48.5. And there's not a lot of points here. I think it could be a close one. I don't want to lay with the 49ers. They do look really good. Maybe too much recency bias. I know Vikings are going out west, but that home field hasn't been great there in Santa Clara. It just hasn't at Levi Stadium, period. So I'm going to stay off the side, and I'm taking the under 48.5.
Where is there a hook? What book is there a hook? I don't have one on the offshores I'm looking at.
I had it at circa
48.5. Is that -110?
Yes, -110.
Wild. First time heads up between you two. Babano on the over 48 at -108 at Pinnacle. CMAC on the under 48.5 -110 at Circa. And why do I not put a small bet on the Niners at 30-1 to win the conference and 60-1 to win the Super Bowl?
Vikings 4-1 to the over on the road, by the way, this year.
CMAC, touch on this future. Why do I not bet that right now?
I like it if you throw a few bucks on it.
$50 wins
$50, 40, $50. Yeah.
On the Super Bowl? $50 wins $1,500 on the conference?
I like that. The injuries is just always around the corner. If this team stays healthy, even Jimmy G, the guy isn't accurate, but he gets the job done. I mean, he's a solid quarterback. He's been in the Super Bowl. They had the lead in the Super Bowl. They blew it, but they just got to be healthy. Kittle, I think that defense has played really, really well. I'm backing both defenses here, and they just run the ball. This one's tight. Of course, it could go over. Minnesota's leaned over lately. That last game with the Packers, they threw it all over. I want to see them do that regularly. Sometimes I think they start, the play calling's too weak with the Vikings, and they run it too much. Both teams love to run it, so I just lean under in this spot.
Wild. Great breakdown from both of you guys.
I agree with Jimmy was saying San Fran's a bet on team, but it's difficult to lay points against Minnesota. They're 4-2 their last 6, and the 2 losses were by 4 points or less. They just have this knack of playing these tight, down to the wire, decided in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter type of games, this Minnesota team, and that's what's concerning me here.
Minnesota is a tough dog, but the Niners seem like the perfect time to take advantage. And look, they've been so bad at home, but don't you think they broke that? Isn't that over now, C-Mac?
Broke the curse with that Rams game, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. Now they're laying it. No, they were catching points in that game. They had everything again. They were, that was their get back right, and they played
Everybody
huge.
soured on them after losing to Colt McCoy and the Arizona Cardinals, missing a bunch of key players on both sides of the football, and nobody wanted a piece of the Niners in that game going into the Rams game. And now, of course, they're favored instead of a home
Now they're
dog.
favored.
They were there.
Well,
Tough.
I'm gonna make a little wager. Obviously, I can't bet $50. It'd have to be a hundo, right? I've got just
Yes.
at least get 6K and 3K. I mean, I'm gonna mess around, be a little bitch here after a few drinks.